The story begins in a beautiful mountainous area, with rustling tree canopies and soaring streams. A young man is leisurely lying on the vibrant green grass. He is sipping wine while exclaiming, "The mortal world isn't about cultivation, nor is it about palace intrigue, and it has stable jobs. Life after the crossover is just too stable." A little girl in a vibrant green outfit, small in stature, flutters around him and says, "Host, I am Spirit, your system. Please bind me immediately to unlock your system's tasks." He turns his head to one side, closes his eyes, and indifferently replies, "I don't want to, just go away." The spirit system confusingly says, "Why refuse? I can help you dominate in the cultivating immortals world." He, with his eyes half closed, looks at the spirit system and says, "If I had known the nature of your systems, which seem grand but are ultimately competitive, exhausting, and filled with various KPIs that are irritating, I wouldn't have accepted it. In my previous life, I worked 24 hours, from dawn till late at night, to the point of dying suddenly. Now that I've crossed over, I refuse to work for any system." The spirit system still earnestly pleads, "Please give me a chance. We will try to become better." He still stubbornly refused. "Working as a laborer means I will not have the ability to work. I won't work in this life anymore." Hearing every refusal made the spirit system contemplate, "The host rejects me. Could it be because I haven't tried hard enough? No, I must become stronger." After that, it was determined to make its host submit. While Wang Yang was in the restroom, she entered and said, "The strongest self-destructive path for the system has been updated. The beginner task only requires banging your head against the wall. Host, quickly bind me." He waved his hand and said, "I don't want to, I'm afraid of pain. Go find someone else." Having said that, he thought, even when I go to the restroom, this system doesn't give me a moment of peace, it's really annoying. When he was eating, she drifted over and said, "The idle mode sign-in has been updated. Just signing in at the big sect of the Spirit Sword sect will earn luxurious rewards. Host, quickly bind with me." After listening to her, he still maintained that attitude, "I don't want to. Is it any different from going to fight?" The spirit system sighed and said, "Why do we still get rejected in the end? Surely, our efforts are not enough." Seeing her host lying leisurely, she flew over to call, "Host." Just as she was about to say more, he stopped her with his hand and said, "Stop, I don't want to hear it." The spirit system still had enough energy and excitedly told him, "Host, the system has been upgraded to the immortal lying still champion throughout the ages. As long as you bind with me, you can receive a generous reward." He, feeling bored, replied, "I don't want to." But suddenly he became interested in the system's closing statement and sat up to ask, "Wait, what do you mean by lying still?" The spirit system repeated, "The immortal lying still champion throughout the ages. Host, after you bind with the immortal lying still champion throughout the ages, even if you just lie still, you can become the champion of the cultivating immortals world." Still finding it hard to believe, he asked, "Lying still and still being a champion? That sounds a bit boastful. Are you trying to trick me into becoming a fat pig to be slaughtered?" The spirit system, fearing he wouldn't believe her, raised her hand and swore, "I swear, if I lie to you, he would be bugged to death." Seeing her sincerity, he felt somewhat convinced and thought that this system seemed to be very genuine. If not, he might as well give it a try. After that, he also responded to her and said, "I will trust you this once." The spirit system immediately activated upon receiving his agreement. "Congratulations, host, you have successfully bound the system and will immediately receive the reward of binding the Great Emperor's temperament, primary mortal Great Emperor." He did not expect to directly ascend from mortal to a great realm and exclaimed in surprise, "What? I actually jumped straight from mortal to the great realm." The spirit system then announced, checking the host's breathing, "You will immediately receive a realm breakthrough reward and a Hong Meng Dao fruit, advancing from primary Great Emperor to secondary Great Emperor." He looked at his two hands full of energy and couldn't help but exclaim, "Oh my, just breathing can lead to a realm breakthrough. Indeed, lying still is invincible." Under the immense energy, his strength shot straight up into the sky. On the side of another sect, people were also shaken and confused by the disturbance. Bai Fong looked at the stream of spiritual energy, trembling in fear and said, "What is this disturbance? Could it be that our spirit sword sect is facing a great disaster? The master, standing aside, seemed calmer and ordered his disciples, immediately strike the soul-reviving bell 9 times to summon all the elders to the main hall for a meeting. Everyone looked up at the source of that power and discussed, this power, could it be that a great emperor has emerged? This strength is truly astonishing. The last time there was such a commotion was 500 years ago. Quickly investigate, which sect does this new great emperor belong to? On the side of the great Qing Empire, in the Xianji pavilion, some disciples spoke loudly, I have glimpsed the heavenly secret, hurry and report to the empresses, the great emperor named Wang Yang is in the spirit sword sect. Wang Yang here sat with his chin resting on his hand as the stream of spiritual energy gradually dissipated. He sighed in frustration and said, if only my previous life had gone as smoothly as this. I have lived for 26 years and have never held a girl's hand. The spirit system announced. The system has detected that the host wants to search for a Dao partner and has immediately displayed potential conquest targets. Wang Yang asked back, what? This idle system can actually help me with this? The spirit system responded, host, the system has filtered out the most suitable conquest target for you. Please make your selection. Wang Yang stroked his chin, looking at the system interface, still feeling lazy as he said, firstly, let's not talk about choosing a person, having to conquer it myself is really too troublesome. The spirit system reminded, host, don't forget to claim the reward for your Dao partner conquest mission. Wang Yang asked in confusion, wait, I haven't even started the conquest yet, and there's already a reward. Suddenly, an announcement left him stunned. The Empress of the Great Qing Empire, Yi Lin Lang, requests to meet. Wang Yang blushed, gave the system a thumbs up, and said, this system is amazing, my wife comes straight to my door. The spirit system chuckled and said, do I even need to say that? I am the idle, unbeatable system, a timeless autocrat. A voice murmured, the empresses of the Great Qing Empire have destroyed 6 nations and personally come here. What is going on? Inside the great hall, the elders and influential figures gathered. Lu Qinyao asked Chang Feng, is this Wang Yang really at the spirit sword sect? Why have I never heard of him? Curious, he replied, I have never heard of anyone named Wang Yang either. What is going on? The master also spoke up, Bai Fang elder, since the establishment of the sect, has anyone ever been called Wang Yang senior? Bai Fang elder stroked his beard and said, I have not heard of that at all. I checked the sect's list, and there is absolutely no one named Wang Yang. Another elder sitting nearby added, Wang Yang seems to be the name of an unnamed disciple at the sword cleansing pool. Chang Feng suddenly interjected, wait a moment, I remember now, your sect founder once worshipped a master with the surname Wang. Upon hearing this, Bai Fang elder also recalled and exclaimed, that's right. Wang Yang is the true ancestor, he has always kept a low profile to protect the spirit sword sect until now. Master slammed his hand down and stood up, directly leading the way outside and commanding, Chang Feng, you go greet the empresses, the rest follow me to the sword cleansing pool, kneel to welcome the master. He took the lead in walking forward, kneeling before Wang Yang, and called out loudly, I pay my respects to the master. Wang Yang, astonished, turned back to ask the system, is this also a reward from the system? The spirit system shook its head and replied, this is a spontaneous act, not related to our system. Hearing this, he thought, if that's the case, then let it be natural. Then he spoke up, get up, there's no need to be so formal. The master said, Master, the empresses of the Great Qing Empire wish to meet you, may I ask what the matter is? Wang Yang replied, perhaps she has come to propose a marriage. Lu Qinyao behind him, hearing this, exclaimed in surprise, propose a marriage? This? How is that possible? This news is too shocking, did we hear wrong? Elder Bai Fang behind him also said, the empresses coming to propose a marriage is unprecedented. Wang Yang clasped his hands behind him and calmly said, if the empresses have arrived, then I should personally go greet them. Outside the palace, Chang Feng was waiting to receive the empresses inside. She sat majestically on her throne, her expression not very cheerful, asking, does Wang Yang great emperor not want to meet me? Chang Feng cupped his fists and hesitantly replied, Master is cultivating behind the mountain, I ask for the empress's patience for a moment. At that moment, footsteps could be heard approaching. Wang Yang entered first with a courteous demeanor. Yi Lin Lang glanced out, her expression scrutinizing, thinking, his attitude and attire are nothing like the great emperor of legend. Could the national master have miscalculated the heavenly secret? Wang Yang felt something was off and thought, oh no, it's my first meeting with a beauty and I've forgotten to change clothes. He secretly called out to the system for help, quickly give me an impressive outfit, I need to enhance my image a bit. After his request, the system swiftly changed his outfit and announced, mission to meet has been completed, instantly upgrading to the Emperor's Dragon Robe, successfully equipped with the Emperor's Dragon Robe, activating the set effect successfully. When Lu Qinyao saw Wang Yang's new appearance, she couldn't help but marvel. Here, this is indeed the stance of a great emperor, truly impressive. Elder Bai Fong then cried his heart out, saying, I never expected our spirit sword sect to have a strong great emperor. At this moment, the empresses looked at Wang Yang with new eyes, thinking, this Wang Yang is indeed a great emperor, with a realm much higher than mine. She took a step forward, approached Wang Yang, then bowed before him, saying, Great Emperor Wang Yang, I am Yi Lin Lang, and I implore you to lend your aid to our great Qing Empire. Wang Yang was taken aback, thinking, is this really the Empress who has destroyed those 6 nations? He quickly bent down to assist her, saying, please, rise. I understand your difficult situation, but I have withdrawn from the mundane world for many years and do not wish to get involved. Yi Lin Lang looked up at him, pleading, as long as great Emperor Wang Yang can save the great Qing Empire, I am willing to meet any conditions you set. Master, who stood behind, was astonished upon hearing her words, thinking, no matter what the conditions are, this woman is making too great a sacrifice. Wang Yang hesitated, saying, this matter. Yi Lin Lang saw Wang Yang's unwilling attitude and said, if it weren't for Wang Yang the great emperor's disdain, I would willingly repay with my body. Elder Bai Fong was startled and asked, what? Repay with your body? This matter. The white-haired man was also taken aback. So the empresses repay with their bodies, this is definitely shocking news in the cultivating immortals world. Wang Yang was struggling with his thoughts, thinking, although I have a strong desire for the empress's body, if I agree, wouldn't that bring a pile of troubles to my door? The spirit system displayed a notification and said to him, Host Lord, the Empress's Yi Lin Lang actually possesses a rare phoenix holy body. Upon hearing this, he asked, System, is there something mysterious about this aspect? The spirit system explained to him, if a cultivator dual cultivates with someone who has a phoenix holy body, they can directly break through a major realm. Wang Yang understood and said, so that's how it is. Wang Yang was still struggling with his thoughts while silently observing her. Yi Lin Lang thought, if one does not dare to sacrifice, they cannot achieve great goals. She raised 3 fingers, directly choosing to swear to the heavenly Tao. Right here, I swear before the heavenly Tao that if I violate this oath, I will be punished by heaven and earth, and my soul will scatter. She thought further, moreover, Wang Yang is considered handsome and polite, so I must sacrifice a little. Wang Yang sighed and agreed. Since it's like this, please lead the way, the empresses. Inside, he secretly felt pleased with the thought. Finding of the empresses as a wife, such a good fortune is hard to come by. Yi Lin Lang, hearing this, expressed her gratitude, kneeling and saying, I, on behalf of the millions of people in the great Qing Empire, thank great Emperor Wang Yang. The white-haired man stepped forward and said, Master, the spirit sword sect cannot be without you. If enemies take advantage of this situation to invade, it would truly be a calamity. The system appeared and said, measurement check shows that the master has a request for the host. The master clasped his hands and said, please reconsider. The system then responded, congratulations, host has received the Imperial Grade 9 Heaven Spirit Sword Array. Wang Yang raised his hand to create a protective shield, lightly smiling and thinking, this system is truly too flattering. Another Imperial Grade Sect formation was gifted as well. Master looked at the light in Wang Yang's hand with confusion and asked, Master, what is this? Wang Yang replied, this is the 9 Heaven Spirit Sword Array. Once activated, it will protect the sect, so there's no need to worry. After saying that, he threw it up high and shouted, activate the formation. The sword array soared up, releasing countless strands of sword chi that intertwined to create a massive barrier surrounding the entire sect. The elders and masters inside rushed out and exclaimed, this this is the Imperial grade sect formation, our spirit sword sect has been revived. The master's abilities are truly unimaginable. Yi Lin Lang also looked up, his expression dark as he thought, this Nine Heavens spirit sword array is even more formidable than my national defense formation. The foundation within the spirit sword sect is indeed astonishing. Suddenly, Lu Qinyao approached, knelt down, and pleaded with him, Master, please allow Qinyao to serve by your side. Wang Yang glanced at Yi Lin Lang with an unsightly expression, thinking, why is there another person added to this love rivalry? Isn't it just increasing the difficulty of the game? The spirit system appeared and said, Congratulations host lord, Lu Qinyao is once again the rare spirit rhinoceros holy body in the last few centuries. Wang Yang was puzzled and looked at it, asking, what is so mysterious about this spirit rhinoceros holy body? The spirit system replied, the owner of this holy body is loyal, reliable, meticulous and understands the host's thoughts. Wang Yang stroked his chin as he listened to the system and commented, isn't this the holy body of a female servant? The spirit system responded, truly worthy of being the host, your assessment is very accurate. After finishing the conversation with the system, Wang Yang turned to Qinyao and said, from now on, you will follow me. Lu Qinyao happily replied, thank you, master. Wang Yang chuckled inwardly, thinking, having a female servant by my side isn't too bad. The master behind also thought, the master still remembers old feelings, being able to follow the master, Qinyao's future is incalculable. Yi Lin Lang, with a serious expression, asked, where is the phoenix? A large phoenix flew toward the call of Yi Lin Lang. The disciple below was surprised and said, this is the legendary rainbow phoenix chariot, a mount that can be compared to imperial grade treasures. Wang Yang stroked his chin and looked at it, thinking, the BMW of the cultivating immortals world is indeed beautiful. To be honest, I never bought a car in my past life. The spirit system announced, measurement check has detected that the host lord wishes for a mount. Congratulations, host lord, you have received the Imperial Grade 6 Dragon Imperial Chariot. Upon hearing the system notification, Wang Yang said, if the situation is urgent, why not use my mount? Lu Qinyao immediately replied, you are absolutely right. However, she thought to herself, the Rainbow Phoenix Chariot is already a rare item in the world, I wonder what kind of treasure the master's mount will be. Wang Yang raised his hand and called for the 6th Dragon Imperial Chariot to appear. A large horn materialized, and a magnificent chariot appeared, that was the 6th Dragon Imperial Chariot. 2 guards stepped down, clasped their fists, and bowed, saying, we greet the master. The master and the elders were shocked to see this mount and exclaimed, this is the legendary Imperial grade mount. Wang Yang did not seem surprised and raised his hand, saying, the Empresses, please. Yi Lin Lang softly acknowledged and responded, thank you. Wang Yang raised his hand to give the command, set the price to the Great Qing Empire. Understood, master. Outside the Great Qing Empire's national defense array, a large barrier was maintained by the disciples and the national master using their spiritual energy. One trembling disciple said, National Master, I can't hold on much longer. The one referred to as the National Master remained steadfast in his stance, instructing, everyone, steady your minds. Even if it exhausts our cultivation, we must hold on until His Majesty returns. Outside the city, chaos had reached a level where everyone was fleeing in panic. Those with young children or elderly parents who could not escape cried out helplessly, run quickly. The Xianyu Empire will come to kill us at any moment. Your Majesty, hurry, please save us. Outside the protective array, 2 figures were fiercely attacking the formation. Xianyu's 4 generals, Jiang Yunqi, struck a blow and then stopped to crack his knuckles, saying, this formation looks unimpressive, but no matter how hard we try, we can't break it. It's really frustrating. Xianyu's 4 generals, Song Tai-yi, darkly said. Did not think that the Empress's tactics would be so astute. Jiang Yunqi asked in confusion, why do you say that? Song Tai-yi replied, she has narrowed the protective range to just the area around the capital, which is equivalent to strengthening the national defense formation. You continue to attack the formation, and leave the rest to me. Saying this, he took out a large lance and stood behind the protective shield for Jiang Yunqi. He also sneered and said, "All right." The state master below was gradually depleting his energy, thinking, "Your Majesty, I'm sorry. I can only protect up to here." Song Tai-e brandished his spear, conjuring a black dragon, and shouted, "Dragon, reveal yourself." The dragon obeyed the command and swooped down ferociously. Suddenly, a strike came from above, directly slicing the dragon in half. This maneuver surprised Jiang Yunqi, wondering, whose sword chi is this? Wang Yang had now arrived, and that strike was delivered by him. Wang Yang stood there majestically, glaring at them. Song Tai-e watched with widened eyes and said nothing, while Jiang Yunqi, furious, pointed and shouted, "Who on earth wants to interfere in others' affairs?" Song Tai-e considered the situation and thought, Lu Long Lasya. This person has a significant background. Then he carefully spoke up and asked, "May I ask who you are?" Yi Lin Lang introduced, Song Tai-e, "This is Wang Yang, Great Emperor from Spirit Sword Sect." Jiang Yunqi arrogantly crossed his arms and said, "Spirit Sword Sect? Which ninth-rate sect is that from? I've never heard of it." Lu Qinyao angrily flew forward and shouted, "You are not allowed to speak ill of Spirit Sword Sect like that." Jiang Yunqi darkened his face and dangerously said, "An ugly little guy from the integration stage has no right to speak before the Great Emperor realm." The spirit system appeared again and said, "Due to the sect being attacked, the host lord is granted a divine martial art, heaven and earth heavenly stem technique." Upon hearing this, Wang Yang remained expressionless as he looked ahead, then he smiled lightly and said to the surprise of Yi Lin Lang and Lu Qinyao, "Today, could both of you show me some respect just this once?" Jiang Yunqi angrily shouted, "What right do you have to mention showing respect to our Xianyu Empire?" Song Tai-e stopped him, saying, "Jiang brother, please calm down." Then, he cupped his fists and stepped forward, saying, "This Taoist friend, we are on a mission to escort the Empress's Yi Lin Lang back, so please do not interfere in this matter." Wang Yang ignited a faint aura, smiled lightly, and asked, "What if I refuse?" The spirit system again displayed a message. Due to host lord generating a killing intent, the heaven and earth heavenly stem technique will immediately advance to the great completion realm. Song Tai-e could offer no further advice and said, "Then do not blame us for acting without mercy." Wang Yang's expression turned cold as he called out, "Damn system, what effect does the heaven and earth heavenly stem technique have?" The spirit system explained to him, "The heaven and earth heavenly stem technique can absorb attacks from opponents of the same realm and then reflect them back double." Upon hearing this, Wang Yang smiled lightly and proclaimed, "You are not worthy for me to intervene. I stand here for you to strike 3 times, and if I get hurt, the empresses will leave you to deal with the consequences." Hearing him, Yi Lin Lang looked somewhat worried and softly said, "Wang Yang, Great Emperor, you are." Lu Qinyao also voiced her concern, "Master, please do not take such risks. The strength of these 2 people is very strong." Wang Yang calmly said, "Don't worry, they can't do anything to me." Jiang Yunqi clenched his fist, sneered, and said with anger, "If you can withstand 3 of my punches, we will turn around and leave." Wang Yang extended his hand in invitation. He immediately struck out with a move, but saw Wang Yang standing there unfazed. Jiang Yunqi thought for a moment, 9 parts of my power feel like throwing a stone into the sea. This person is a bit unexpected. However, he refused to back down, gathered himself, and continued to launch the move, 3rd style of the spirit shocking fist, dragon fist breaking the void. This move landed like a mosquito biting a water buffalo in front of Wang Yang. He just stood there watching him, then scoffed, "You are a great emperor but your strength is just boasting, isn't it?" Jiang Yunqi tried to gather himself, intending to build up energy for a move, when he saw Song Tai-e and panicked, loudly saying, "Jiang brother, you absolutely must not use that move." At this moment, he grew larger and waved both hands, saying, "Original martial arts realm, godly devil emperor coming." Wang Yang frowned and brought his hands together to chant, "Heaven and earth heavenly stem technique, universe dharma body." He used all his strength to strike both hands hard against the floating Wang Yang, but Wang Yang still stood firm inside the barrier, causing the 2 girls below to exclaim, "Master is so strong, he can withstand the full force attack of the Dharma manifestation Great Emperor realm without a scratch." Could it be that his power has surpassed even the great emperor realm? Wang Yang waved his hand and said, "Heaven and earth heavenly stem technique." Instantly, the heavenly branch reversal swallowed him. Jiang Yunqi fell backward and immediately spat blood, collapsing. Song Tai-yi quickly flew over to catch him. Jiang Yunqi, still unwilling, said, "How infuriating, he must be using some tricks. I'm not satisfied, I want to fight 3 more times." Song Tai-yi quickly called out, "Jiang brother, don't be hasty, your power has been harmed." Wang Yang flew over and looked at Song Tai-yi, asking, "If he can't do it, do you want to try?" Song Tai-yi immediately supported Jiang Yunqi and replied, "Thank you for holding back just now, Daoist friend. We will keep our promise and leave." Watching the two leave, Wang Yang said, "Then go, take your time. No need to see you off." Lu Qinyao and Yilin Lang went to ask, "Master, are you injured?" He turned his head and replied, "Don't worry, I'm fine." Yilin Lang said with admiring eyes, "The skill just now was truly amazing." Wang Yang humbly responded, "That was embarrassing." Yilin Lang said, "Today, Great Sheng is grateful for the assistance of Wang Yang, the great emperor. Soon there will be a banquet, and I hope both of you will honor us with your presence." Wang Yang replied gently, "If the Empress has arranged it, I will not be polite." Some people came over and called out, "Your Majesty." Seeing him approach, Yilin Lang also introduced Wang Yang to him. "This is Wang Yang, the great emperor from the Spirit Sword Sect, and he is about to become the sovereign of our great Qing Empire." The elder stammered upon hearing this, What? He is the sovereign." He and the others behind him knelt down and shouted, "Long live the sovereign, long live, long live." Wang Yang was momentarily stunned, wondering, "Wait a minute, what exactly is the position of sovereign?" The spirit system appeared, announcing, "Congratulations host lord for accepting the tribute of the people of Great Qing Empire, and receiving merit value." Wang Yang listened with a fierce expression, shaking the system and gritting his teeth as he asked, "What on earth is this merit value? Did you secretly add something to the task system that I don't know about? Speak honestly right now, or I will sever the connection immediately." The spirit system, shaken around, quickly replied, "No, absolutely not." Wang Yang growled, his face filled with evil energy, and cursed at the spirit system. "You useless system, what is this merit value? There is no such thing in the common cultivation world." The system, struggling in Wang Yang's hands, said, "Host Lord, please calm down, I will explain it thoroughly." Upon hearing this, Wang Yang loosened his grip and released it. The spirit system coughed and quickly explained, "Merit value is generated when one is admired and revered by others. Doing good deeds to accumulate virtue, saving the injured, and serving the country and people can all earn it." Wang Yang, hearing its explanation, questioned the meaning of life. Being a good person can make you stronger. Then what's the point of hard cultivation? The spirit system continued to explain, "Gathering thousands and millions of wishes is not an easy task. However, the lords and revered generals are the easiest to obtain. Once one uses merit to condense the merit dharma body, at the beginning, it can be as formidable as the realm of divinity." Wang Yang stroked his chin and looked over at Yilin Lang, realizing, so that's how it is. So the empresses are following the path of cultivating the merit dharma body? The spirit system said, "No," then corrected itself, "the empresses are an extremely rare type of dual cultivators." Yilin Lang looked at Wang Yang with a questioning expression. "Wang Yang great emperor, what's wrong? Don't you like the royal capital?" Wang Yang covered the system's mouth with his hand, chuckling awkwardly, "No, it's just that I was reminiscing about some old stories." He further thought, "The value of the Empress Yilin Lang continues to rise." Wang Yang followed Yilin Lang inside, and the voices of everyone paying their respects echoed, "Long live, long live." One person kneeling there intentionally lifted their eyes to look at Wang Yang and then said to the person next to them, "Is that the expert from beyond who saved the imperial capital? Truly, from demeanor to essence, they are noble." Lu Qinyao followed behind Wang Yang, feeling a bit pleased upon hearing this discussion, secretly thinking, "The master of the sect is so impressive, I must be by his side, even if it's just as a maid." The ministers standing in front bowed and paid their respects as Yilin Lang entered. "The Empress has returned victorious." Yilin Lang raised her hand towards Wang Yang behind her and spoke to that official. This is all the merit of the Wang Great Emperor. Someone, immediately prepare a first-class national banquet to entertain the distinguished guests. She glanced at the old man kneeling on the ground, frowned slightly, and asked, why hasn't the national master come to greet me? The old man, hearing the question, found it somewhat difficult to answer and stammered, the national master can't come, because he has exhausted his cultivation due to the national protection formation. Right now, I fear. She angrily waved her hand and spoke loudly, why didn't you tell me earlier? Where is the national master now? The old man lowered his head and replied, the national master has been taken to the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion. Wang Yang stepped forward and said, Your Majesty, shall we visit the national master first? Yilin Lang hesitated and replied, I apologize, I was very rude earlier, and I hope you will not make fun of me. Inside the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion, the national master had just been brought back. 3 of her disciples knelt on the ground, crying out, Master, you cannot have anything happen to you. Master, you cannot abandon us. Yilin Lang and Wang Yang entered, and she quickly cast her gaze at the bed inside the room, saying, Master, your disciple has arrived late. The national teacher smiled gently and said to Yilin Lang, I have told you many times, in public you should call me national teacher. Wang Yang stood to the side, looking at the national teacher lying on the bed and couldn't help but click his tongue, thinking to himself, it's such a pity that such a beautiful woman is about to pass away. The national teacher looked over at Wang Yang and said, Thank you, senior, for coming to the aid of Lin Lang and the entire Great Qing Empire. Wang Yang politely waved his hand in response. It's just a small matter for me. Yilin Lang quickly waved her hand, instructing her disciples, hurry and invite the divine doctor to treat the national teacher. The national teacher made an effort to sit up, saying, No need, my condition can only be cured by the 9 transformation magical powers pill from the celestial realm. Don't waste your efforts. The spirit system appeared, handing Wang Yang the 9 transformation pill and then saying, upon discovering that someone needed treatment, Host Lord received a holy item, a 9 transformation magical powers pill. Wang Yang displayed a bored expression, thinking, Dog system, you really know how to bring karma upon me. He looked towards Yilin Lang, hesitating as he thought, should I keep this 9 transformation magical powers pill, or save a life now? After thinking for a moment, he made a decision and spoke up, the Empresses, don't be sad, I happen to have a 9 transformation magical powers pill. Wang Yang thought again, I should save the person first, it would be a pity if a beauty like this was gone. Yilin Lang was taken aback, glanced over, and replied, this is too precious. Then thank you Wang Yang, Great Emperor. The disciples behind her were also moved and grateful to him, saying, Thank you, Immortal. The Master is saved. The Master is saved. Yilin Lang wasted no time and quickly brought the pill to the mouth of the national teacher. As soon as she swallowed it, she felt a powerful change in her body and exclaimed, Wang Yang stared at the national teacher's reaction, also surprised, thinking, does this 9 transformation magical powers pill have any special effects? No wonder only the immortal realm has this. Yilin Lang eagerly asked, Master, did you just break through to the realm? The national teacher got off the bed, clasped his hands, and quickly bowed to Wang Yang, Thank you, senior, for providing the medicine. Not only have I completely healed my injuries, but I have also broken through to the immortal king realm. Wang Yang smiled lightly and replied, It's nothing, no need to mention it. A subordinate rushed in to report, Your Majesty, the state banquet is ready. Yilin Lang extended an invitation, Wang Yang the Great Emperor, please join us for the feast. Wang Yang smiled lightly and said, then it would be disrespectful not to obey. Outside the main hall, the palace maids had begun to dance and perform. 2 subordinates also brought in a large vessel to pour wine for Wang Yang. He looked at the full wine cup, sweated a bit, and thought to himself, since I crossed over, I haven't drunk any wine. I wonder if this wine is strong. The spirit system displayed a notification, detected that the host lord is about to drink wine, immediately receives the spiritual principles Imperial grade, death aura transformation technique. The system interface also appeared before him, the death aura transformation technique can transform the taste of wine. The efficacy of the medicine and its deadly poison transforms into true qi, simultaneously enhancing the body's reaction speed. He looked at the system interface, laughing heartily, thinking, from now on, no matter what I eat or drink, I can do so with peace of mind. Yilin Lang stood up, raised her cup and said, "For the first cup, on behalf of the Emperor and the Heavenly Secrets Pavilion, I thank Wang Yang Great Emperor for the medicine that saved the State Master." After saying that, she drank from her cup first, then raised it again and said, "For the second cup, on behalf of every citizen of the Great Qing Empire, I toast to Wang Yang Great Emperor, thanking him for saving the Great Qing Empire. Cheers to Wang Yang Great Emperor." She raised another cup towards Wang Yang and said, "For the third cup, I toast to Wang Yang Great Emperor. From now on, Wang Yang Great Emperor will be the ruler of our Great Qing Empire." Those below were surprised by this statement and began to discuss, "What? The ruler? Isn't this too abrupt?" Some were delighted by the news and said, "If that is the case, then the Great Qing Empire will have 2 experts in the Emperor realm. Who would dare to look down on us in the future?" Yilin Lang then said, "Silence. I will instruct the National Master to choose a good day and an auspicious month for the marriage with Wang Yang Great Emperor." Lu Qinyao cupped her hands and bowed, saying, "May I report to the Empresses that this matter is of great importance and absolutely cannot be rushed." Yilin Lang glanced at Lu Qinyao and frowned, asking, "I have already sworn an oath to Heavenly Tao that I will not marry anyone other than Wang Yang Great Emperor. What right does a mere junior like you have to oppose?" Lu Qinyao stood up and firmly said to Yilin Lang, "It is not that I oppose the marriage between you and the ancestral master, but that the matter of marrying off and giving daughters requires proper procedures. If the Great Qing Empire takes everything upon itself, does that not show that our spirit sword sect is indifferent to the ancestral master?" Seeing the two before him continuously arguing on his behalf, Wang Yang thought it was quite enjoyable. Watching beautiful women quarrel is really interesting. This trip has not been in vain. The spirit system took the opportunity to quickly say, "Detected that the host lord is about to get married, special wedding rewards have been sent." Wang Yang felt so angry hearing this that he almost spat blood, shouting, "Shut up. This matter is still undecided. Who is in such a hurry like you?" Outside, a voice echoed in, "I've heard that an expert has come to the Great Qing Empire. The Left General of the Xianyu Empire, Qi Wen Yuan, has come here specifically to meet." Inside, upon hearing the voice and that name, everyone couldn't help but be shocked. "What? It's the Left General Qi Wen Yuan. Why is he here?" Yilin Lang also sat up, saying, "I didn't expect them to send the Left General Qi Wen Yuan here. It seems that heaven wants our Great Qing Empire to perish." At that moment, there was an atmosphere of solemnity and silence in the hall. Wang Yang had to speak up and ask, "Who exactly is this Left General Qi Wen Yuan?" The national teacher responded, "The Xianyu Empire has stood firm for thousands of years, currently having 1 emperor, 2 chancellors, and 4 generals, with a total of 7 experts in the emperor realm. Qi Wen Yuan is the left general among the 2 chancellors." Wang Yang calmly sipped his drink and asked, "If he is just an emperor realm expert, then why is everyone so panicked?" Yilin Lang explained to him, "The Left General Qi Wen Yuan isn't terrifying due to his strength, but he is the most cunning person in the Xianyu Empire. He is skilled in traps, schemes, and plans, having never failed to destroy a nation or bring about prosperity in an instant." Wang Yang looked up at the system and asked, "What realm is Qi Wen Yuan, after all?" The spirit system shrugged and said, "Sorry, host lord, within the scope of an uncheckable target, I cannot provide useful information." Wang Yang waved it off and said, "Then you may withdraw, I will surely encounter that Qi Wen Yuan soon." The spirit system also vanished, replying, "Yes, host lord." A voice rang out, "So, does that expert not want to meet me, Qi? Or does he look down on me?" Yilin Lang bowed and said to Wang Yang Great Emperor, I urge you to leave quickly and not get involved in the mundane matters of the Great Qing Empire. The favor owed today may only be repaid in the next life. The national master behind her whispered to her, Your Majesty, absolutely not. If you allow him to succeed, then billions of citizens of the Great Qing Empire will fall into an eternal predicament. Lu Qinyao assessed the situation and also whispered to Wang Yang. Master, this empire Xianyu is indeed not easily provoked. so we might as well go back to the Spirit Sword Sect. Wang Yang calmly listened to her and said, before we could finish 2 cups of wine, someone has already come to disrupt. If this can be tolerated, what can't be tolerated? He turned to Yi Lin Lang and said, Your Majesty, how about? Before he could say anything, the national teacher suddenly knelt down, knocked his head, and exclaimed, Wang Yang, the monarch, truly cares for the people, saving the empire Great Sheng from the boiling oil and fire. Wang Yang, the benevolent monarch, is the honor of the empire Great Sheng and the blessing of all citizens. Simultaneously, the officials below all knelt down. Wang Yang heard them and frowned, thinking, that's it, I acted too slowly, the radiance has been stolen by the ancient Wan Yu. Yi Lin Lang a bit angrily shouted down to them, Wang Yang, the great emperor, is a guest of the empire Great Sheng. How can you force him to come forward for us? Wang Yang spoke to reassure her, don't be angry, if I cannot deal with one left general, I won't make it back. Yi Lin Lang was moved to the point of blushing and softly responded, we do not know how to repay this kindness, we can only wait for the Wang Yang great emperor to return victorious. Outside the defense line of the empire Great Sheng, the person called Qi Wen Yuan was currently channeling spiritual energy in his hand and snorted, it seems that the empire Great Sheng refuses to drink the offered wine and instead wants to drink the punishment wine. Van Yianfong activated his technique, and Wang Yang at this moment soared out, saying, Daoist friend, please be gentle. He flew up and stood firmly parallel to him. Qi Wen Yuan looked at Wang Yang and furrowed his brows, asking, are you the Wang Yang great emperor? Wang Yang humbly replied, I am merely a casual cultivator, how could I possibly be worthy of the attention of the Xian Yu left general? Hearing this response, he quietly assessed the person before him, thinking, this person was able to break Jiang brother's power with one move yet remains so humble. It seems he is not someone easy to deal with. After thinking this, he cautiously spoke up, Mr. Wang, you are truly humble. If you could come to our empire Xian Yu, your status would surely not be inferior to mine. Wang Yang sighed again and said, I am just a rough person. One cannot withstand the high positions and rich rewards. Mr. Qi is also a person who understands reason, and I want to offer a few words of advice. Xian Yu and Great Sheng do not need to harm the harmony. Qi Wen Yuan laughed and recounted Yi Lin Lang's crimes, saying, Empress Yi Lin Lang has continuously annihilated 6 nations, with excessive force, we merely wish to uphold justice. Wang Yang then added, after all, unifying the 6 nations through brutal means will put an end to wars, which is also a great merit. Hearing Wang Yang's words, Qi Wen Yuan couldn't help but admire his intelligence, Brother Wang is indeed a persuasive speaker. However, today, I, Qi Wen Yuan, am here on a mission to apprehend Yi Lin Lang and bring her back to the country. Wang Yang replied solemnly, I respect Mr. Qi's attitude towards people and their relationships. Today, we should only discuss the matter at hand, let us not disrupt the harmony. Qi Wen Yuan's face showed little flexibility as he said, Brother Wang, when 2 nations are at war, conflicts are unavoidable. Is there no other way to resolve this? Wang Yang responded, the contest of gentlemen. It is not necessarily required to draw a sword to confront, one can also win through literature. Qi Wen Yuan did not refuse and said, all right, a literary contest. Then later, don't say I won without justification. Wang Yang achieved his goal and thought, competing with me in literature, soon I will use Chinese poetry in prose to defeat you. Qi Wen Yuan waved his hand, creating a chessboard in the air, and said, then let's have a game to determine the winner. If Brother Wang wins, I will not pursue the matter of Yi Lin Lang any further. Wang Yang's expression changed, thinking, wait a minute, why isn't this person following the usual rules? How could I possibly know how to play chess? The spirit system appeared and said, detected that the master is preparing to play chess, activating the ANI chess system. Wang Yang nervously looked at the system and asked, wait, dog system, is this ANI chess played by someone on Earth? The spirit system laughed and said, that's right, it's the latest enhanced version, even if you give up 3 pieces, you can still defeat the experts of Go in this world. Wang Yang, excited, asked, give up 3 pieces. Then my chess skills should be able to dominate in this world. Outside, he confidently grasped the victory and said, "If that's the case, I sincerely cannot refuse, Sir Invites." Qi Wen Yuan asked in doubt, "Wang brother, are you really letting me go first?" Wang Yang replied with confidence, "Who said going first? I will give you 2 pieces." Qi Wen Yuan, hearing something unsettling, called out, "Wang brother, are you humiliating me? Although I have some skill in chess, I can be considered one of the best in both empires, renowned from all directions." Wang Yang arrogantly raised a finger and said, "A gentleman has spoken, so it is difficult for you to follow. If Qi Sir wins, everything will be at your disposal." Qi Wen Yuan, also in a chivalrous manner, took out a sword and said, "And if I lose, this sword from Tian Ku will belong to you, and I will turn and leave." The system interface appeared, loading chess move progress. Wang Yang couldn't help but exclaim, "Indeed, it's AI intelligence. It seems it can easily defeat the opponent." Above, the chess battle was surrounded by a barrier with strange inscriptions. Those below looked up and said, "What? The national leader wants to play chess with the left minister Qi Wen Yuan. How could this possibly be won?" Indeed, Qi Wen Yuan once single-handedly faced 18 experts from the Xianyu Empire and emerged victorious. His strength was truly terrifying. Yi Lin Lang asserted, "Don't speak too soon, the national leader will certainly return victorious." The national advisor couldn't help but admire Wang Yang's versatility in his heart. To give 2 pieces against a super expert, this is truly unheard of. I hope nothing unexpected happens. Lu Qinyao also thought with admiration, "Master knows how to play chess, he really is talented." Qi Wen Yuan looked at the moves that Wang Yang made and couldn't help but think, yet every move he makes is brilliant, it's truly unimaginable. Meanwhile, Wang Yang, feeling smug, secretly laughed and said, "Indeed, as the rumors say, I am defeating him ruthlessly. Someone like me, a newcomer, can easily eliminate an expert." On this side, Qi Wen Yuan looked at the profound chessboard before him, sweating profusely, thinking, with the advantage of moving 2 pieces ahead, I am still being forced into a disadvantaged position. Wang Yang's chess skills are truly unfathomable. Onlookers find it difficult to understand, saying, "Why hasn't the left general signaled yet? Is he caught up in the game? Mr. Qi has his own plan, let's wait and see." Qi Wen Yuan above could not help but tremble, thinking, Why? Why can every step I take be seen through?" He glanced over at Wang Yang, who appeared calm, wondering, why? Why isn't his mind on the chessboard? Could it be that he has realized the traps I've set behind? Wang Yang smirked in satisfaction, placed a piece down, and said, "Mr. Qi, this game is over. I concede." Qi Wen Yuan turned pale, unable to believe the situation before him, saying, "How is it possible? Even with a 2-piece lead, I still lose." He spoke again, unwilling to accept it, to the point of spitting blood. This can't be." Wang Yang looked at him in confusion, thinking, "Come on, it's just a game of chess, no need to take it so seriously." He continued to cough up more blood. Wang Yang looked at him, speechless, thinking, "Brother, it's just a game of chess. Is it really necessary to be so ostentatious?" The spirit system popped up a message, "Congratulations, host. By causing the opponent to lose mental focus, the realm has fallen to the rank of immortal king." Wang Yang stroked his chin, feeling that something was off, and asked, "Do you notice anything wrong?" The spirit system reported again, "It seems to be stuck in a bug, the reward cannot be displayed." Wang Yang laughed to the point of tears upon hearing this and said, "Are you trying to make me die laughing?" Wang Yang politely clasped his fists and said, "Qi brother has already given way." Suddenly, 2 figures appeared behind him, brandishing spears and thrusting toward Wang Yang. Both combined their attacks to execute the ultimate move, the violent charge, coupled with the starry technique. The combined technique struck down, resulting in a massive explosion. Wang Yang used the heaven and earth heavenly stem technique to shield himself. The 2 others, seeing this protective technique of Wang Yang, halted and said to one another, "Indeed, there is a turtle shell for protection. Old man, change angle and try again." "Understood. Mr. Wang Yang, my apologies." Saying that, both used their killer move to attack Wang Yang. He used the heaven and earth heavenly stem technique again, easily blocking that attack. He coldly looked at them and said, "If you wish to seek death, don't blame me for being ungracious." He raised one hand while the other formed a seal. The blonde-haired man gritted his teeth and said, How can this be?" Qi Wen Yuan shouted an order, "All right, you two step back." Then he clasped his hands and said dejectedly, "What happened just now was because I overestimated my abilities. Thank you, Mr. Wang Yang, for humbling yourself to teach me. We will abide by the agreement." Wang Yang waved his hand decisively and said, "Leave, no need to see you off." The blonde-haired man, confused, called out, "Minister Ta, why won't you step up to eliminate this disaster for His Majesty?" Qi Wen Yuan looked despondent and snorted, saying, "That Wang Yang is truly unfathomable. His chess skills have perhaps reached the realm of the artistic path." The blonde-haired man snorted and angrily said, "What's so special about playing chess?" Qi Wen Yuan replied, "It might be the heavenly Tao Saint realm, what do you think it is?" The more he heard, the more confused he became, asking, "Heavenly Tao Saint realm? No way." Qi Wen Yuan said again, "We must return and advise the emperor not to continue targeting the great Qing Empire. Otherwise, the consequences will be unimaginable." The spirit system was struggling here, saying, "I will come out immediately." Wang Yang looked at it with frustration, thinking, "Why do you look like you're constipated? Is something big about to happen?" After a while, the spirit system transformed into a large, beautifully colored stone, saying, "Great, I've finally refined it." Wang Yang looked at the stone, poked it with his finger and asked, "What kind of small fragment is this?" At first glance, it seems nothing special. The spirit system crossed its arms and explained, "This is a fragment of the heavenly Tao. Regardless of how outstanding one's innate talent is, if one does not understand the fragment of the heavenly Tao, they cannot become a heavenly Tao saint." Hearing this, he also pressed it against his body to absorb it and see what would happen. An old man with white hair, who was cultivating somewhere, sensed that aura and opened his eyes wide, saying, "This aura, could it be the fragment of the heavenly Tao? Has the great Tao battle not yet begun? Why is the fragment of the heavenly Tao appearing?" Another old man looked up at the sky and said, "This is a small fragment of the heavenly Tao appearing. It seems that a conflict is about to occur in the world." An enigmatic girl also sensed this and expressed her anticipation, saying, "I truly don't know who the small fragment of the heavenly Tao will fall into the hands of. I have been waiting for a long time." On another side, two people were playing chess and talking to each other. The fragment of the heavenly Tao appearing, could it be the trap you set? The fragment of the heavenly Tao is an irreplaceable way to become a saint. How could I possibly bring it out? Back at Wang Yang's location, he was floating in the air and asked in astonishment, "What is this?" The spirit system then said, "Host Lord, this is the altar of the heavenly Tao. In your sea of consciousness, placing that fragment on the circular plate in the center will activate the power of the heavenly Tao." Wang Yang followed the instruction and channeled his spiritual energy to send the stone to the altar. The small fragment gradually landed on the altar. As soon as it touched the altar, a massive pillar of power shot straight up into the sky. Wang Yang's realm continuously ascended. Great Emperor Realm Tier 3, Great Emperor Realm Tier 4, 9 grades of the bouncing Qi Path Shoujo. Wang Yang clenched his fists, feeling the currents of power flowing through his body and thinking to himself, "Oh my, not only has my realm been elevated, but I've also acquired a completely new heavenly Tao realm." The system's voice echoed, "The 9th grade Shoujo has received 3 black pieces and 3 white pieces. Using each piece can bring different opportunities." Wang Yang looked at the system and said, "Using pieces to obtain opportunities? Is this external or internal? Please clarify." The system responded eagerly, "Host Lord, it's neither external nor internal. You have now become the game master and can use these pieces to help or hinder others." Wang Yang was quite impressed by this and said, "Game master? That sounds very impressive." The system shrugged and said, "The game master uses heaven and earth as the chessboard and living beings as the pieces. Everything is in your hands." Wang Yang felt a headache coming on and raised his hand to say, "Stop, stop, stop. Just get to the point. Aside from playing chess, do I have any other powers right now?" The system replied, Currently, the host lord can be immune to the suppression tactics from enemies of the same realm. It's also possible to remove the suppression from the Great Emperor realm. Wang Yang listened with a nose pick, scoffing. The male protagonist in novels is always the one who overcomes realms to kill enemies. This is truly useless. After a while, he also descended to the ground, and Yi Lin Lang quickly approached to praise him. I didn't expect your skills in chess to be so profound. I have gained new insights. Wang Yang calmly replied, Qi Wen Yuan's Dao heart was shattered due to losing in chess. His realm has fallen to the immortal king realm. He won't cause trouble for the great Qing Empire in the short term. Those below, including the officials, all expressed their gratitude and said in unison, the sovereign is majestic. Yi Lin Lang waved his hand and commanded, quickly pour more fine wine. Congratulations to the sovereign for returning victorious once again. Wang Yang's expression darkened as he held a white chess piece in his hand and tossed it above. A protective formation spread out, encasing the great Qing Empire. The system then presented a gift and a skill, saying, congratulations to the host for upgrading the national defense formation and establishing a connection with it. Currently, the system's reward is a tome of the divine swordsmanship, heavenly transformation 9-movement sword. The national master looked up in confusion and asked, what's going on? Why does the national defense formation look like this? Wang Yang didn't respond but silently thought, so the white pieces can be used like this, and they can also use living beings as pieces. Does that mean you can control others? He then had an inappropriate thought. What if I could make Yi Lin Lang wear seductive maid outfits and say, husband, this outfit is really embarrassing. After thinking this, he turned to explain to everyone, calm down, don't panic. I just upgraded the national defense formation a bit. Unless a strong supreme comes in person, this formation should be able to withstand any external enemies. Upon hearing this, the national master understood and thought, the national defense formation has indeed been strengthened. This great emperor Wang Yang is truly extraordinary. One of the officials below clasped his hands and said, the national leader is truly formidable. He must have reached the cultivation of a supreme. Someone chuckled lightly, took a sip of hot tea, and spoke. I didn't expect the calculations of the left minister, who never seems to lack resources, would occasionally fail. A man dressed in purple stood below, clasping his hands and saying, Empress Yi Lin Lang invited the powerful figure known as Wang Yang. His strength is unfathomable. I hope your majesty will temporarily delay actions against the great Qing Empire. The Xianyue emperor slammed the table, angrily shouting, a useless bunch. You can't even handle a small empire like Great Qing. Call the general back immediately and tell her to directly wipe out the Great Qing Empire. A frightened official, dripping with cold sweat, clasped his hands and said, Your Majesty, we absolutely cannot do that. This is a crucial time for the northern expedition, please do not ruin the national plan out of a moment of anger. The Xianyue emperor stood up and waved his hand, saying, Capturing Yi Lin Lang is the most important thing right now. If he cannot be captured, I will definitely lead the troops into battle, staining Great Qing with blood. On the side of the Great Qing Empire, the banquet had begun, and all the officials rushed in, clasping their hands, continuously praising. The sovereign is wise and martial. Just one game of chess has terrified such a strong enemy. The sovereign has unparalleled divine skill, continuously defeating the vanguard of the Xianyue Empire. The state teacher, sitting to the side, spoke up. Your Majesty, Sovereign, I have just calculated that 5 days from now is a day of great fortune to hold the wedding. I suggest we start preparing for the marriage now. Yi Lin Lang's face flushed red as she shyly asked the national advisor, is this plan too hasty? Such an important matter surely requires the national leader's input. Wang Yang maintained a calm expression, unaffected by her words, and thought, one of them plays the villain while the other plays the hero. Do I have any chance to refuse? After thinking, he said, can this marriage arrangement allow me to return to the Spirit Sword Sect for some preparations? Upon hearing this, Yi Lin Lang's face showed a sense of urgency as she replied, Your Majesty, all matters related to the wedding can be handled by the national advisor, there is no need for you to worry at all. Lu Qinyao also stood up, responding to Yi Lin Lang. National advisor, Your Majesty, even if Empire Great Qing handles everything here, the ancestral master must return to prepare gifts and other wedding arrangements. Hearing this, Yi Lin Lang couldn't refute and said, Lu Miss is right. The national leader just mentioned that this is indeed a significant matter for the Spirit Sword sect and requires thorough preparation. She turned to the national advisor and said, I am just a little concerned. The Spirit Sword sect and the Great Qing Empire have differences in customs and practices. Will this cause some conflicts later on? Hearing this, the national master turned to Wang Yang and said, if the national lord intends to return to the Spirit Sword sect, may I be allowed to accompany you? I am the national master of the Great Qing Empire and am quite familiar with the wedding process. Wang Yang considered the situation and thought, this marriage is my first time, and it's also the first time for a crossover. I haven't studied this before, so I should leave it to someone else to handle. After thinking for a moment, he agreed, saying, then the national master can come with us to the Spirit Sword sect. After a while, all the officials, along with Yi Lin Lang and the national master, saw Wang Yang off on his return journey. Yi Lin Lang hesitated slightly and said, National Lord, I feel a bit reluctant and want to go back to the Spirit Sword sect with you. Wang Yang laughed and replied, what is there to be reluctant about? In 5 days, I will welcome you back as my wife. Yi Lin Lang shyly said, actually, I am not quite ready yet. Wang Yang curiously looked at her and asked, not ready for what? He leaned close to her, smiled softly, and whispered, is it that you are not well prepared to become my wife, or not prepared to bear children for me? Yi Lin Lang blushed and playfully scolded, you're so annoying. Wang Yang turned to leave and said, it's getting late, we should set off soon. The three of them, Wang Yang, the national master, and Lu Qinyao, sat majestically on their grand mount, causing the other officials to exclaim, this vehicle is truly magnificent. The national master is indeed a deity. The national master, sitting beside Wang Yang, glanced at him with suspicion, thinking, a supreme being in the world does not have such a carriage. Who exactly is Wang Yang, the national leader? After thinking, she cautiously asked, Wang Yang, national leader, I am a bit curious, may I ask which holy land you are from? He hummed as if considering the answer, but internally he was silently asking, System, what holy lands are there in this world? The spirit system materialized, boasting about its knowledge. Host Lord, you have asked the right person. This world has 10 major holy lands. Tai Yi Holy Land, Xian Tian Holy Land, Haofei Holy Land, Lu Yuan Holy Land, Yunchuan Holy Land. Wang Yang listened with a headache, secretly calculating, if he casually got involved with these holy lands, it would inevitably lead to a lot of trouble in the future. It would be best to just say he was a casual cultivator. After thinking this, he spoke up to respond to the national priest. I am just an ordinary casual cultivator and have never been to any of the 10 great holy lands. The national priest was taken aback and said, I didn't expect the national leader to come from casual cultivators. This talent and fortune is truly frightening. The spirit system appeared and urgently said, Report Host Lord, the grand formation of the Spirit Sword sect is under heavy attack. Wang Yang did not respond but silently speculated, who were the unfortunate ones who came to destroy his home? Who were these disrespectful people daring to take advantage of his absence to break in? The mount was set in motion, and the national priest noticed Wang Yang's changing expression and asked, National leader, what was wrong just now? Wang Yang calmly replied, it's nothing, just that our Spirit Sword sect may be encountering some trouble. On this side, Ling Ji is truly leading 2 junior brothers and a disciple to fiercely attack the barrier of the Spirit Sword sect, causing violent explosions to erupt below. The disciple, seeing that their continuous strikes on the barrier had no effect, spoke up, the formation of this sect is really strange, it hasn't budged at all. Upon hearing him, the elder quietly assessed the formation and thought, the Spirit Sword sect has always been discreet, I didn't expect it to have such a powerful formation. I must capture it today. 2 streams of red and green spiritual energy collided above and continuously struck the barrier. The master, along with Bai Fong Elder and Chang Feng, stood inside the barrier, unable to help but tense up and look up, saying, this sect's formation surely can't hold out much longer, right? This formation was set up by the founder himself, how could it be so easily breached? Someone unexpectedly responded from above, capturing the attention of everyone present. Seeing Wang Yang, Lu Qingyao, and the national master return, the master couldn't help but joyfully exclaim, "The founder has returned." Wang Yang frowned and boldly stepped in to ask, "What exactly is going on?" Master quickly approached and responded respectfully, "Those cultivators were just passing by, and I don't know why they took notice of our sect's grand formation." Lu Qingyao clenched his fists and angrily asked, "Which sect dares to have the audacity to invade our spirit sword sect?" Wang Yang frowned, secretly lamenting for the outsiders. What bad luck, they chose just the right moment to seek their own death. "I'm preparing for a wedding and I must drive these mutts away." He thought for a moment and then casually stepped forward, planning to confront the outsiders, while reminding the master, "Please take good care of Lord National Master while I'm gone." He gracefully approached, looked at the people above, and proudly declared, "Who are these stray dogs that dare to cause trouble at our spirit sword sect?" He frowned with his hands behind his back, watching the group. The chubby guy in the group pointed and loudly yelled back at Wang Yang without shame, "This little brat dares to insult our Fengyan sect. It looks like you have sought your own death. Go back and tell your master to hand over the sect's grand formation quickly. If not, wait until the formation is destroyed. The spirit sword sect will have nothing left." Wang Yang listened to him speak and couldn't help but smirk in disdain, saying, "So you intend to come here to kill, rob treasures, and destroy the sect? These worthless soldiers really make me laugh." He thought little of them and wondered, why do these people sound like mercenaries as soon as they open their mouths? Isn't this just asking for death? Ling Ji stroked his beard and threatened with a foul mouth, "You, the insignificant spirit sword sect, do not deserve this formation. Even if we don't take it, others will come to rob. Hand it over obediently, and we may spare your life." Wang Yang summoned the system and said, "Help me check what cultivation these mercenaries really have." The spirit system shrugged and replied, "1 is a second-tier great emperor, 2 are peak immortal kings, and 1 is a fully realized immortal." Wang Yang scoffed in contempt, waving his hand and thinking, "Aren't these just true mercenaries? And yet they dare to be arrogant in front of me. Just when I still have a divine swordsmanship technique left to learn. Let me take you all as practice exercises then." After thinking, he pressed on the system panel again. The announcement sounded, "The system detects that the master is learning swordsmanship, immediately rewarding the heavenly transformation 9 epic sword, cultivate to perfection." The system detects that the master is learning swordsmanship, immediately rewarding the 9 transformations divine sword formula, cultivate to perfection. A blinding golden light erupted from within Wang Yang, ascending powerfully. He raised his hand to summon his treasured sword and said, "In 10 breaths, all of you get lost, or I will kill you all." Ling Ji Zhenren paid no heed to Wang Yang's words, boasting, "Even your previous master had to bow his head and call me Exalted One when he met me. I never expected that after just 200 years, the Spirit Sword sect would produce a boastful person like you." His gray-haired disciple took the lead, sword in hand, arrogantly saying, "Master, why waste time talking to him? Just cripple him and destroy the Spirit Sword sect." Wang Yang was tired of this group and flew directly to strike an ultimate killing blow to his confused face. He only managed to call out, "Master," before returning to fulfill his ancestors' orders. Ling Ji Zhenren stammered, "My disciple." He looked at Wang Yang and said, You dare to act against my Fengyan sect." Wang Yang was not afraid of anyone and pointed his sword directly at his unpleasant face, saying, "You have offended the Spirit Sword sect, which is already unforgivable, and with such a vicious attitude, you are merely seeking your own death." At that moment, the old man seemed to have gone mad. With veins bulging on his face, he raised his sword and shouted, "You killed my disciple. Today, I, Ling Ji Zhenren, will make all of your Spirit Sword sect pay with your lives." He aimed his sword at Wang Yang. Wang Yang also pointed his sword at him and snorted, repeating the words, "Pay with your lives. Fine, then I will send you down to the underworld to join your disciple." The fat man seemed to realize something and spoke up to stop Ling Ji Zhenren, "Senior brother, don't be impulsive. This guy is at least a great emperor in cultivation, we must act cautiously." Ling Ji Zhenren had already prepared his technique and said, "Junior brother, quickly use the infinite trapping array to imprison this fellow and take revenge for my poor disciple." Hearing this, he let out a snort in frustration, and then together with Ling Ji Zhenren and the junior brother, they set up the spell to trap Wang Yang inside. He shouted loudly, "Sun and moon stars, gathering of heaven, earth, and humanity, activate the infinite array." Wang Yang's current rank was gradually dropping from Great Emperor Tier 4, with his cultivation reduced to Immortal King full circle, and then suppressed to Immortal King early stage by the formation. Ling Ji Zhenren's eyes flashed with bloodlust as he brandished his sword and shouted, "Little guy, you shall die." Wang Yang watched the three of them perform their theatrics and declared, "Naive." Then he said, "You don't think that just by relying on this broken formation to suppress my cultivation you can win, do you?" Wang Yang raised his sword high, using the heavenly Dao shifting technique, and shouted, "Break for me." Wang Yang's realm began to rise gradually, from Immortal King early stage to Immortal King full circle, and then to Great Emperor Tier 4. The fat guy was frightened and called out, "Senior brother, this guy is restoring his realm again, what should we do?" Ling Ji Zhenren was also secretly astonished, thinking, "How can this be? Unless cultivation reaches the divine realm, one cannot remain unaffected." He still spoke loudly, "What is there to fear? The infinite trigram formation can elevate our cultivation. Just wait a moment and we will strike together. I don't believe 3 great emperors cannot handle this little guy." The fat man also boldly replied, "All right, senior brother." Ling Ji Zhenren thrust his sword forward and shouted, "Heavenly Sword of the Clouds." The other two also recited their moves, the Earth Sword breaking music and the Human Sword destroying soul. Wang Yang smiled lightly, disdainfully, "You guys are not mature enough." He jumped up, dodging their moves, and then executed the heaven and earth transformation with the power of the boundless void, saying, "So weak, have you not eaten yet?" Ling Ji Zhenren was taken aback and said, "Here. How is this possible?" Wang Yang raised his treasure sword high and mocked, "I gave you a chance, but you can't achieve anything. Now it's my turn to make a move." Ling Ji Zhenren felt uneasy and warned, "Junior brother, quickly retreat." In less than a moment, Wang Yang unleashed a move from the heavens transformation of the 9 tribulation sword, striking the blonde-haired man directly and causing him to cry out in pain, "Huh!" The chubby one shouted in panic, "Junior brother." Then Wang Yang appeared behind him and replied, "Don't be in a hurry, I will soon send you to meet your junior brother." Saying that, he used the heavenly transformation 9-realm spirit sword to slash him in one strike to meet that junior brother. When Wang Yang glanced over, he saw Ling Ji Zhenren fleeing the scene. He was flying away while grinding his teeth, thinking, "This guy is too powerful, I must run. Junior brother, I'm sorry, in the future senior brother will take revenge for you." Wang Yang pointed his sword at him and said, "This old man reacts quickly. You should also go and seek enlightenment." Then he used the heavenly transformation 9-realm sword technique to strike at him. Wang Yang took out a talisman and set it on fire, silently chanting, "Divine soul scattering, spell release." A column of flame shot out, immediately cutting through Ling Ji Zhenren. The spirit system displayed a notification, "Host Lord, the system has detected a soul rapidly escaping. Do you want to directly eliminate this soul?" Wang Yang sneered, still gathering the flames in his hand and said, "No need to worry, it's just the right time to tease him a bit." Ling Ji Zhenren, though left with only a thread of the remnants of his soul, still tried to fly quickly, feeling resentful and thinking, "You spirit sword sect, just wait for me, poor man." Wang Yang descended from above with rich aura, surrounding the spirit sword sect. The master and the elders in the sect bowed, clasping their hands and shouted, "Welcome master." Lu Qinyao approached and asked, "Master, who are those people from which sect?" Wang Yang calmly replied, "I heard they are from Feng sect. I have dealt with them all." The master and Baifang elder were startled by this name and asked, "What? Feng sect? Oh dear, my master, what are we going to do about this?" Wang Yang asked in confusion, "What's going on? Does the Feng sect have a strong supreme realm?" The national master standing next to him spoke up, "Your Majesty, it is said that the master of the Feng sect is a strong great emperor realm, but behind them is the Yunin sect, which has several strong supreme realm protectors." Wang Yang looked over at Lu master and asked, "The Feng sect has a great emperor, so how come the Yunin sect has supremes? What about our spirit sword sect, which only has a weak integration stage holding the fort. Master scratched his head and stammered, our spirit sword sect still has the old man, doesn't it? The national master chuckled lightly and said, Lu master, after the national marriage, the sovereign must often stay in the capital, by the side of the empress. Lu master, hearing this, looked pale as he asked back, what? Then our spirit sword sect is. Wang Yang spoke loudly to the master and the elders, summon a sect conference. First, we must encourage everyone to prepare for the wedding and then we will think about the rest. Everyone bowed in unison and replied, yes, master. At this moment, many people had already gathered at the sect's entrance. People crowded together to look inside and discuss. Have you heard? The master of Spirit Sword Sect has appeared. The Empress of the Great Qing Empire has come personally to present a gift, it's truly enviable. Stop talking, be careful not to get heard by the elders, or they'll come after you. Wang Yang slowly descended from above, surrounded by thick, dazzling true qi. One person looked up and said, that's the master. Really too young. Somehow looks a bit familiar. Wait, is he the Wang Yang from behind? No, it can't be, right? As Wang Yang landed below, an overwhelming pressure was released, lighting up the entire sect. A guy stammered, this is the aura of the strong great emperor realm. Wang Yang stood above, calmly clasping his hands behind him, and spoke. Everyone, in 5 days, I will be marrying the Empress of the Great Qing Empire. I hope all of you will work hard for a few days and cooperate with the national teacher and me to reorganize the Spirit Sword Sect. The people below began to discuss among themselves again. Oh dear, he wants to take a concubine to do his work. The end of the month will be a test. Isn't this too difficult? The people above and the state teacher all knelt down, calling, Master, we will definitely do our best to prepare the wedding for you and the empresses. Wang Yang continued, after my wedding, all disciples, regardless of inner or outer disciples, will receive 3 washing marrow pills and qi fusion pills. All elders will receive 3 spirit condensing pills each. At that time, I will select talent within the sect and guide them myself. Lu Master was so overjoyed that tears streamed down his face as he repeatedly bowed, saying, Thank you, Master, for generously giving us the pills without giving us teachings. From now on, you are the supreme master of our Spirit Sword Sect. He stood up, pointed his finger and said, What are you all standing there for? Hurry up and thank the Supreme Master. The disciples immediately knelt down, loudly saying, Thank you, Supreme Master, for your grace. Lu Master continuously raised his hands in cheers, help the Spirit Sword Sect become strong once again. Help the Spirit Sword Sect become strong once again. Wang Yang glanced at the system and asked, These rewards, you should be able to prepare them all, right? The spirit system confidently patted its chest and said, No problem. The bag is on our person. Regarding the Fengyun sect, the master said to Ling Ji Zhenren, who was kneeling below, I have regenerated your body. However, with this realm, it may be difficult to return. Ling Ji Zhenren repeatedly bowed his head, saying, Master, the Spirit Sword Sect has treated us cruelly, even killing the 5th junior brother and the 7th junior brother. If we do not seek revenge, I cannot be human. The master stroked his beard, considered the situation, and said to him, You have set up the Santai Wuyang formation yet have still done nothing to him. It seems that this person's realm has reached the supreme level. Ling Ji Zhenren angrily asked, Does this mean our Fengyun sect must swallow this humiliation? He fell silent for a moment after hearing that and then spoke up again, This person absolutely cannot be left alive. I must go to the Yunin sect, requesting them to take action to eliminate the Spirit Sword Sect. Hearing this, Ling Ji Zhenren immediately bowed his head, saying, Thank you, Master, for standing up for the 5th junior brother and the 7th junior brother. He secretly felt pleased, thinking, Your Spirit Sword Sect is finished. Meanwhile, Elder Baifeng was very busy, ordering the disciples, move a bit faster. The branch here also needs to be pruned a bit. The disciple responded, Yes, by Elder. On another side, a disciple asked, Chi Elder, is this good enough? He looked up and, still not satisfied, pointed above and said, It's too skewed. The lantern needs to be moved a bit this way. Lu Qinyao on this side also instructed the disciple, this is the wedding of the Supreme Master, we absolutely cannot be careless. The female disciple replied, understood, Lu Elder. Meanwhile, the national teacher handed over a scroll to Lu Master, saying, this is the list of the betrothal gifts prepared by the great Qing Empire. Please have a look. As Lu Master received it, he opened it to check. His face then turned pale as he internally read the names of several items, the Infinite Flow Magic Treasure, the Heavenly Fire Glazed Cauldron, the Nirvana Fire Phoenix, and the Extreme Sea Blood Coral. These betrothal gifts are already too precious. Our Spirit Sword Sect fundamentally cannot provide gifts that are worthy. Seeing him trembling while holding the scroll, the national teacher waved his hand and said, Lu Master does not need to worry too much. The sovereign and the empresses are mutually attracted, just a little sincerity in the betrothal gifts is enough. Wang Yang walked in from outside and overheard the conversation between the two, saying, how can the grand wedding between me and the Empress be so casual? Even if our Spirit Sword Sect can be lenient, we cannot disregard the great Qing Empire. The state teacher clasped his hands and bowed, responding, my lord, it is I who was too hasty. I should not have made decisions unilaterally for the Spirit Sword Sect. Wang Yang produced a scroll and said, the betrothal gifts have been prepared for a long time. I absolutely will not treat my future wife poorly. The state teacher opened it and was astonished, excitedly reading aloud. The Divine Pill, Tai Yi Sword, 7 Radiant Glories Robe, Profound Ice Divine Feather, 9 Heavens Thunder Pearl, Phoenix Ming Chaoyang Jade. My lord, you are truly generous to our Empress. Meanwhile, Master Lu was taken aback by surprise after surprise and thought, these treasures, I have never heard of most of them. Is our Spirit Sword Sect really this wealthy? The spirit system appeared, its nose almost growing to the ground, and arrogantly asked, so, how is it, Master? Do the betrothal gifts I prepared for you meet your approval? Wang Yang was also pleased, gave it a like, and said, this time, I really have to thank you. You have helped me with a great task. The spirit system arrogantly snorted and said, these gifts are just a small token of sincerity. Tomorrow will be the significant event, and that will be the grand ceremony of this system. Finally, 3 days later, the disciples in the sect all wore bright red outfits, standing in line, looking up and saying, the great Qing Empire is thousands of miles away, how can we possibly get there? Don't worry, Master. They have surely prepared everything. The State Master and Wang Yang stood outside. She asked, Lord of the State, why hasn't the bride's carriage arrived yet? Wang Yang remained calm and replied, don't worry, the bride's carriage will be here soon. In the sky above, a large, dazzling golden carriage appeared, pulled by 3 pure white horses at the front. The spirit system manifested and called out, Host Lord, the momentum of the bridal procession is quite impressive. Wang Yang was quite pleased this time and said, everything is very luxurious and elegant. It looks beautiful. The State Master had still not been able to believe his eyes and stammered, how can there be so many 6-dragon Imperial chariots like this? Wang Yang chuckled lightly and said, the auspicious time has arrived. We can set off now. Wang Yang and the National Master quickly departed. The disciples below also echoed, long live the Supreme Master. Yi Lin Lang over here was also ready, sitting and waiting for the bride-fetching party to arrive. Nevertheless, she still felt uneasy inside, thinking, why hasn't the national ruler arrived yet? At that moment, an announcement rang out, the national ruler has arrived. This announcement startled Yi Lin Lang, and she instinctively reached to remove the wedding veil from her head and asked, what? The national ruler has arrived? Is he here to fetch the bride? The maid beside her saw her about to lift the veil and hurriedly called out, Your Majesty, you cannot remove the veil. Wang Yang also stepped inside from outside. He looked at the person whose beautiful face was covered by the red veil and couldn't help but blush a little, thinking, I didn't expect that after crossing over, I could get such a beautiful bride. This time will not be in vain. Wang Yang walked over, took Yi Lin Lang's hand, and called out, My dear, the auspicious hour has come. Are you willing to accompany me and spend this life together? Yi Lin Lang softly replied, I am willing. Wang Yang reached out to lift Yi Lin Lang's bridal veil. As the embroidered curtain was drawn back, Yi Lin Lang looked at him, blushing, and called out, husband. Wang Yang, drooling at the sight of her, secretly chuckled to himself, thinking, my wife is truly beautiful. Wang Yang took her hand and they walked outside. The elders immediately shouted, may the immortals bless the national sovereign and his majesty with everlasting longevity. May the national sovereign and his majesty enjoy eternal love. Stepping outside, Yi Lin Lang saw the six-dragon imperial chariot above and stammered, this. She suddenly lost her balance and exclaimed, "Eh." Wang Yang picked her up in his arms, flew up to the six-dragon imperial chariot, and chuckled teasingly, it's just getting into the chariot, it's not like we're entering the bridal chamber, what is there to worry about? Yi Lin Lang felt shy and called out, husband, you are actually teasing me. In the midst of their joy, a bolt of lightning struck down from above. Wang Yang looked over in surprise. Lu Qinyao and the national master inside the carriage were also puzzled, lifting the curtain to look outside, and said, what on earth is this? Yi Lin Lang cautiously called out, husband, could it be that someone from the Xianyu Empire has come? Wang Yang snorted contemptuously and said, if they have indeed come, they really know how to pick a day. The mistress does not need to worry, I will be back shortly. At this moment above, Qi Wen Yuan and a certain woman appeared with an overwhelming presence, holding a spear and looking boldly down. Qi Wen Yuan flew behind, continuously sighing helplessly, thinking to himself, in the end, it still couldn't be avoided. The emperor must follow through this time. On this side, the blonde man along with Jiang Yunqi and Song Tai-yi combined their strength to launch an attack downward. As Jiang Yunqi hit with force, he gritted his teeth and said, damn it. Why is this turtle still getting tougher? It's driving me crazy. Over here, Wang Yang glanced at Zhu Xian Lord and Qi Wen Yuan. He looked helplessly and said, Mr. Wang Yang, long time no see. I wonder if you are still well. Wang Yang laughed out loud, disdainfully saying, take back your deceitful demeanor, Qi Wen Yuan. You have the audacity to flip-flop and come to disturb the great Qing Empire repeatedly. He looked exasperated and added, Imperial commands are hard to defy, Mr. Wang Yang. As long as you can hand over Empress Yi Lin Lang to us, I am willing to do anything to compensate. Wang Yang's expression turned cold as he directly drew the Tai-yi sword and laughed mockingly. Compensation. Today is a day of great joy for me and the empresses. I do not want to see blood. If your Xianyu Empire continues to force people like this, then do not expect to escape today. Qi Wen Yuan cupped his fists and pleaded with Lord Zhu Xian, allow me to handle this first, what do you think? Lord Zhu Xian coldly replied with a single word to him. Qi Wen Yuan raised his hand and said, 3 generals, please assist me in setting up the formation. He clasped his hands and chanted, Azure Dragon rising, White Tiger smiling, Vermilion bird dancing, black tortoise standing firm. For symbols divine power, hear my command. Summon. The 4 symbols divine power immediately appeared, towering above, surrounding Wang Yang and forming a formation around him. His face was dark, and he broke into an inscrutable smile, saying, very well. The azure dragon, white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise have gathered. But in my eyes, they are merely snakes, cats, birds, and turtles. He unleashed true qi and shouted loudly, watch me tear apart your tiny formation. He tightly gripped the treasured sword in his hand, a wave of spiritual energy pressing around him. You want to use snakes, cats, birds, and turtles to frighten me? Watch me tear apart your formation. He jumped up and thought, Qi Wen Yuan is the one in charge of the formation. If I kill him, this formation will be broken. With that in mind, Wang Yang exerted his power. The sword was also enveloped by a strong sword intent. He swung down with great force. Qi Wen Yuan looked up at the move and found himself unable to move, thinking, this is not good. This sword technique is too strong. He called out loudly for help, everyone, assist me.